Hey friend, what's up? In this video, we're going to go over the May 16 patch notes. There are some pretty big changes. I am excited. Let's get into it. Alright, so changes. First, we have Renko Hearthmother, mana cost reduced, health reduced. Going back to a 2 mana 2/3, but with just the Olympian text. So a lot better. I think it's a huge buff. Even losing the 1 health, playing it for 2 makes it a lot easier, getting it out early, and synergizing with your other Olympians. I actually think it's going to be played a bit more. And next is just a buff. Village Vendor, which I'm a big fan of. I really like the card. I think it's very fun. Village Vendor is going from 2 health to 3 health, and for a 2 mana card, that is such a good buff. That is so good. When Finian got nerfed from a 2/3 to a 2/2, it got significantly less play. It trades out with Vanguard Axeman, Tavern Brawler. It dies to just about every 1 and 2 drop with Blitz. Now, 3 health. It survives. It survives both of those. Form of Power, Ancient Text, it is just so much stronger. That 1 point of health makes a really big difference. Going from this 2/2 with so much upside to a 2/3, same mana cost, same upside. Awesome. Blood Oath Binder was a 1 mana 1/3 that has been changed to mana 1/2 in the last patch, and this time it is a 1 mana 0/3, which I think is so much better. I think it's going to be really strong. 1 mana 0/3, ally, gain +1 strength, and add 2 injured soldiers to your void. So Blighted Scion. So Blighted Scion used to be a 2 mana 3/2, summon a 1/1 Amazon Recruit, and now it is going to be a 2 mana 3/1. So significantly weaker. The Afterlife is still good. It is still very sticky, but it is not nearly as good as it was. Okay, so Wolf Recruit, I personally think that this is like really, really good. I actually think it's kind of insane. It's probably going to get nerfed. So Wolf Recruit, change text from draw a creature. If it's an Olympian, draw another Olympian and give +1/+1 to each. To draw a creature, if it's an Olympian, draw another Olympian and give +1/+1 to each Olympian in your hand. So instead of buffing 2 cards, it's going to buff your entire hand. That's really good. It is on the condition that you draw an Olympian, so like we're going to see a lot of Olympian war lists. Mana didn't change, nothing else changed besides go from buffing the 2 cards you drew to buff every single card in your hand. So Devouring Blade, I personally big fan of the nerf. I think it is going to go from being way too strong to being strong. So Devouring Blade, design change text from God Blitz, Afterlife, destroy a random creature, to Blitz, Afterlife, destroy a random creature. It is still 4 mana, it's still 4 attack, 1 durability. It no longer can go face. Master of the Mill also getting a pretty big buff. Text change, Roar, give +2 health to friendly Olympian. Ally, give +2 health to summon creature. To Roar, give +3 to friendly Olympian. And Ally, give +3 to a friendly creature. So pretty big buff. Although the 5 slot is fairly full, if you're running an all-Olympian list, I could see it being pretty strong. Carnage Sweep was destroyed. Unfortunately, text changed from deal 2 damage to all creatures. If you have a Relic equipped, remove 3 durability and destroy all creatures instead. 2, deal 2 damage to each creature. If you have a Relic equipped, deal damage equal to its strength instead. So going from destroy to just damage is so much worse. It is a 5 mana conditional damage spell, which is awful. Yeah, that sucks. They killed it. Cut their insight, change text, target opponent, reveal their hand, pull 1 card from their hand into yours. 2, your opponent reveals their hand, pull 1 of their cards to the bottom of their deck, draw a card. So this is a slightly better Excommunicate. Excommunicate is send a creature from the board to the bottom of your opponent's deck, and you gain 7 favor or 5 favor. In this, you get to see their hand still, and then you send a card to the bottom. It feels very Winmori, and you get significantly less value than you used to. So, RIP. Cut their insight. Shrike Moonlighter. Design changed. Good. Cost changed to 3. Buffed. Right, it was 3 and hidden, and then they made it 4 and unhidden, and now it's 3 and unhidden. So finding that happy medium. Change text from ally, pull the top card of your opponent's deck to your hand, which was a nightmare, to ally, pull the top card of your opponent's void to your hand. More consistent for sure, right? Because you know what you're getting, and you can create lines to make sure you get what you want. So like if I want to get Poly, or if I want to get Embalmer or Inescapable Duty, I can wait until my opponent plays it, and it's on the top of their void, and then I can start stealing cards, or triggering the allied effect. So I kind of like that. I think it'll make it almost like kind of a Portal Wrangler, where you can't just play a good card. You have to like play a good card, and then you have to play a bad card. So that way, if your opponent wants to Portal Wrangler your good card, they can't. So like you can't just send your best card to the top of the void, right? You have to like try and get some other cards in there as well. I think it's just like another layer of complexity to the game, and I like that. I think that's going to be fun. So a Balthazar, a Blood Magus, design change text, right? Change text from roar increased by 1 the cost of a spell in your opponent's hand for 1 turn, to roar increased by 2 the cost of a spell in your opponent's hand for 1 turn. Cost of spells, all spells. I think that's really good. Play this on turn 2, going second. Your opponent can't levy it, assuming you're playing light. You can push off like Apoc Now or Bifurcating Curse. I see this getting put into aggro decks. It is neutral, I believe, so like it can buy you that extra turn you need to kill them. Rapture Dance, Toast of Peace, even Sleep, right? Like you can push back Stone Skin. Just it's strong. Making thing cost 2 more mana is good. Carrion Eater, design change, reduce health from 2 to 1, so a tiny bit of a nerf to a card that was already pretty bad. Change text from after this creature attacks, obliterate the top 2 cards of your opponent's void. If any creatures are obliterated, this way gain +1 health, to after this creature attacks and roar, which makes it so much better, right? Obliterate the top 2 cards of your opponent's void, gain +1 health for each creature obliterated that way. So into zombies, I can see this being pretty good. Nubians, any creature heavy deck. I mean, it is a 2 mana, I believe it's a 3/1 now, 2 mana 3/1. Which if they have 2 creatures in their void and you play this, it becomes a 2 mana 3/3 with the upside of 2 health every turn, assuming they have a lot of creatures in their void. So like Necroceptor, this thing gets huge, right? Or at least it has potential to get huge. I don't know if it's too slow though. Maybe it's a tech card. Yeah, it can be strong, but it can also just be a 2 mana 3/2. And like you can play around it. Right, like if you're gonna play a spell, you're also gonna trade your creatures off, and you know your opponent runs this. You trade your creatures, and then you play your spells at the end of the turn. And that way, if they play this card, it comes down as a 3/1. They obliterate the 2 spells off the top. It gets no health. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Probably not. Okay, Sporebound Lantern, text change, design change, change text from ability. Pull a friendly nether with 5. Pull a friendly nether with mana cost 5 or less from the board to your hand. If you do, pull the top card of your opponent's deck to your hand. Remove 1 durability from this relic. 2. Ability. Pull a friendly nether with mana cost 5 or less from the board to your hand. If you do, pull the top card of your opponent's void to your hand. Remove 1 durability from this relic. So, same mana cost, same stat line. Just changing the text from hand to void. Bitter Endings. I thought they nerfed it the first time I read it. I was like, they killed it. Now it's just add. They used to be like find, but it's still add. They didn't change it. They just changed the text, I think. So text change bitter endings. Change text from if your god has 15 health or less, add a 6 or 7 mana legendary death creature to your hand and set its cost to 0. If you do, at the end of your turn, take 15 damage. They changed it to if your god has 15 health or less, add a 6 or 7 mana legendary death creature to your hand and set its cost to 0. If you do, at the end of your turn, take 15 damage. They took some commas out, I think, and a few words, some letters, maybe a number, but it's cleaner, and that's important. Anyway, let me know what you think. Pretty big changes. Control War is dead now. They did it. Carnage Sweep is such a big staple. Kind of like getting from 5 to 7, having that in your pocket to just like reset the entire board. That's gone now. So, RIP Control War. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.